We all study in school that the universe created life and that life has been exploding on this planet ever since. And we all understand that this is an aspect of the universe, that life is a fundamental law of physics. It is inherent to the laws of this universe. But we don't look back and say, well, what was that frog doing and why was it doing this? We just understand that in life, in the universe, there are frogs. They're a part of this universe. But when it comes to humans, we think that's not part of the universe. That is a separate being that has nothing to do with these laws of physics, and they are not an extension of the universe. They are a separate individual. But we are the universe. What we choose to do is what the universe has chosen for us to choose to do. When we think of who is the self, and we think of some non-physical consciousness that is controlling our body, that is making decisions, that is choosing to move my arm or to go get coffee or not get coffee. But if we do look deeper, we realize that that is just the universe. That is a part of the universe. It is inseparable. It is the universe choosing to move an arm or to go get coffee. Because nothing happens in a vacuum. Nothing happens without countless causes and effects that came before it. And so, rather than seeing ourselves as consciousness inhabiting these bodies, observing what the eyes see, the ears hear, and our minds think and imagine, we are just part of the oneness. There is no self in the sense that there is a Todd here or a you there. It is all the same consciousness, differentiated with the illusion of temporary separation, so that this magnificent physical universe can experience itself. But when someone criticizes me, there is no entity that is being hurt by those words. That is the illusioned, mind-made self. Very efficient for creating a bank account, for having a passport. But when we believe that these documents and these names that are just a few sounds conveyed by a few squiggly lines are our true selves, now there's something to protect at all costs. Now there's something that needs praise and adulation and must prevent criticism and blame. So now there is this constant battle that we are engaged in. This even becomes inner conflict because now we have an opinion about our imaginary self. And this is really what spirituality means when they talk about the I am. Not I am great, I am terrible, I am the best, I am the worst, but I am. This is how we remove that split personality that exists within us, where we think I have a life instead of I am life. And when we have that split, when we think the mind is who we truly are, then we suffer whatever pops into our head. And our mind is a survival tool. It is designed to tell us to seek out food, to stay safe against tigers, to find a mate, often stemming from these physical impulses in these physical bodies that we temporarily reside in. But the true self is oneness. The true self is the universe. We are the earth. And we are the sun. There is no separating these things. And when we recognize the oneness, that we are all life, living off of each other, then there's nothing to defend at all costs, because life goes on. We are here for a short and brief and exciting show. Never a dull moment in our modern age. We may be feeling like we're reading a choose your own adventure book where we get to decide what happens next based on the story we were born into. And that is true, that we have this infinite potential and possibility. But at the end of the day, there's just one reader, and that is the universe. And you cannot make a mistake because the universe cannot make mistakes. We only learn. We only have lessons. The universe isn't testing us, it is teaching us. Everything in the universe comes back into balance. And sometimes it maintains that balance through success and achievement, and sometimes it's through failure and setbacks. But it is just all part of the show. All part of that cause and effect. All part of perfect balance. And when we become out of balance, when we lose our centered nature and start to freak out about the universe not being the way we thought it should be, we need to remember that the universe is always as it should be. Life could not happen any other way, or it would have. This is the only way everything could have happened, because everything happens for so many reasons. The mind is really no more than the circuitry of our brain. But the consciousness, that entity which chooses which thoughts and impulses to act on and which ones to avoid, the one that makes those choices of what to do and what not to do, and that consciousness that can always turn its gaze inward, outward, left, right, that chooses what this body does, is not in this physical dimension. And that is the dimension of consciousness that pervades this entire universe. It is in every atom and subatomic particle and microbial life form. Like electricity is all around us, and when it is channeled into a operating machine, that machine comes to life. And now it has this concentrated functioning system that it operates within. And we are similar in that it is consciousness that is the energy of this universe, that makes this universe exist. And we are seeing this in quantum physics all the time, in how consciousness creates reality, and how it affects reality. And we see that this consciousness is everywhere, because I am not just conscious of this body and this mind. I am conscious of my surroundings. My consciousness expands far beyond my body, from what I can hear, sense, see, smell, and touch. Even though two particles never touch each other, even though when I touch this couch, my skin does not actually touch the couch, and there is a field between the two, my consciousness can sense the couch, and it expands beyond the physical body. And when we shed these physical bodies and we merge back with the source, we take with it our perspective, what we learned, and we merge back into universal consciousness and infinite knowledge and wisdom and awareness. The limited consciousness, the separate individual perspective disappears. And during that process, we see everything we've done in our lives with an expanded consciousness that sees what other people were thinking, what other people's true intentions were. And we realize that nothing was so serious, that nothing was worth getting upset about, because we are just here for the blink of an eye to witness this incredible show that all of the tech experts in Silicon Valley are still trying to figure out such a good simulation. And we've got this free ticket that is so rare and so special. And just like we watch movies and sometimes there's screaming and violence, we can even enjoy this show with all its ups and downs, because there really is no difference. Our true selves, that non-physical dimension of who we are, that cannot be found in the physical body, that cannot be found in the physical body by the best scientists and experts, cannot be harmed, cannot be touched. Whether we're here for 1 year or 150 years, they are both a blink of an eye in cosmic time. It is a miracle just to be here, just to get these great front row tickets to the Earth show. And we just return back to love. And if we were loving and kind, then when we gain that universal awareness, we will not feel ashamed or guilty or regretful for how we spent our time here. But as long as we think this is it and this is everything, then we are going to do whatever it takes, hurt as many people as it takes, to try to be right instead of happy and loving. But consciousness can never die because it was never born. It is eternal, timeless, infinite, and endless, just like this universe, because that is who we are.